my name's Gabriel and I'm a guitar teacher at the New York City Guitar School, and today we're going to be talking about how we can take open chords and we're going to move them up and down the neck. So let's break down what I just played. I'm playing in the key of E major, which means I have the notes D, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. And we're going to be using this as a framework on how we can build movable chords. So let's take our traditional open E chord as the starting point. Now the notes that we have here, we have an open E, an open B, and another open E. We're going to be using those open strings throughout the whole progression, so we can kind of discard those notes in terms of analysis, but the notes that we're really going to focus on are the B, the E, and the G sharp. And that forms the E major chord. Now what we can do is we can take those three notes and we're going to move them through the scale. So in effect, we're going to be playing the E major scale up and down the neck using those three notes to kind of, skip to the next step in the scale. So for example, let's start with the B. That B is going to go to the next note in the scale, which is a C sharp. Same thing goes, let's take the E. The E is going to go to the next note in the scale, which is the F sharp. And lastly, the G sharp is going to go to the next note in the scale, which is an A. So if we play all those three together, we take the E, and we're going to move those all to the next note. So B, E, G sharp is going to become C sharp, F sharp, A. And now we can bring in the open strings, so we have. Now if we look at those three notes, the C sharp, F sharp, and A, those three notes form what we call a F sharp minor chord. So we could play it as a full bar chord if you want, and that sounds great. But what I like about these movable chords is they give us another option, and it's also one that's slightly involves less fretting. So we can just take that, and it gives us a really, really beautiful sound. So we have E, F sharp. Now we're going to go to the next notes in the scale now. So the C sharp is going to go to D sharp, the F sharp is going to go to G sharp, and the A is going to go to B, so we have this. Again, it's a really pretty sound. If we look at those three notes, the D sharp, G sharp, and B, they form a G sharp minor chord. But again, in this context, it gives us kind of like a nice, you can hear the minor chord inside the chord, but those open strings, they give us a brighter tonality. Now let's move to the next set of notes in the scale. So we're going to take those three notes. Our D sharp is going to go to E, our G sharp is going to go to A, and our B is going to go to C sharp. That gives us an A major. Now I'm going to bring in the open strings. Great, okay, and we're just going to keep on going. So let's take the E, it's going to go to F sharp, the A is going to go to B, and the C sharp is going to go to D sharp. Now we can look at those three notes. They give us a B major chord. Let's keep on going. So we'll take the F sharp is going to go to G sharp, B is going to go to C sharp, and the D sharp is going to go to E. That gives us a C sharp minor chord. If we bring in the open strings, we get this. Oh, I really like the sound of that one. Okay, we're going to keep on going. The G sharp is going to go to an A, C sharp, to D sharp, and E to F sharp. That's going to give us a diminished chord. That's going to be D sharp diminished. strings. Awesome. And then if we go up one more note in the scale, the A goes to B, D sharp to E, F sharp to G sharp, and we're back at an E chord. So there we go, we've played up the whole scale. We've gone E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, B, C sharp minor, D sharp diminished, and lastly an E major chord. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we can integrate these open chords into your playing. The first way that I like to approach this is just by using them as a direct substitution. So as you notice, as we were going up and down the neck and I was talking about what notes we were using, I was also saying what chord they formed. Now technically, because each chord was adding an additional E, B and E, it changes the quality of the chord somewhat, but what I found is if you're working within the actual key of the song, if you're working in, for this example, in the key of E, all of these open chords will pretty much be a nice direct fit as a chord alternative. So let's take a really common chord progression. Let's say E, C sharp minor, A, and B. That's like a really common, like the 4-chord song. As it is, that sounds great, but you notice there's quite a lot of bar chords. So we can actually approach this using these open chords, and it's going to give us a different sound, but it's going to be also a nice alternative. So okay, let's take those. So we had E, the next one was going to be C sharp minor. It's going to be quite a big jump. That's going to be all the way up here. Using this shape with our first finger on that 9th fret, so we have... Nice sound, cool, okay. The next chord is going to be the A, so that's going to be having, depending on how you fret this, I guess if you use your first, second and third, it'll be first finger on the 6th fret. That'll be our A chord shape, and then we'll move up 2 frets to get our B chord shape. So we've taken this original chord sequence of E, C sharp minor, A, to B, and we've replaced it with these new shapes that are going to sound like this. Now that sounds really cool, and that works as a great direct substitution. Now you did notice there were quite a few jumps. We can actually look at how we can get around that, and one of the options I like to do is another form of substitution, and that is where I just I take these chord shapes and I start experimenting with different ways of approaching the chords. So for example, if we're going E, C sharp minor, A to B, let's look at this C sharp minor chord. We don't necessarily have to play that as a C sharp minor. We could also play something in a similar range. So say for example, we could try first using that F sharp minor chord and seeing how that sounds in the chord progression. So we could go E, F sharp minor, A, B. That sounds really cool. Okay, what else could we try? So we had, how about trying the G sharp minor? That's great, it sounds like it's climbing, so if we do a repeat, let's put the E up at this one just above the 12th fret with your first finger on the 13th. Now let's play the C sharp minor at the 9th fret. Let's play the A there on the 5th fret, and then we need to resolve, so let's go to B, and let's go back down. So it's really cool how you can experiment with these different ways of substituting chords. You can find different sounds that you like. I feel like the best way to approach this is just use your ear, see what you like the sound of, and experiment using songs that you already like to play. That's just one example that we can look at here using those 4 chords, but you can really use this to find any other material that you like. And of course, you don't have to do this for just an E chord. We can look at different chord types. So for example, we could take a C chord, and let's play this in the key of G major. So C major is going to be that based off the 4th note of G major chord, so we play off the 4th there, which is the major chord, so we have C major. The next chord is going to be the 5th chord, which is a D major. So just moving that C chord up 2 frets. Again, I'm using the same idea, the C goes to D, the E to the F sharp, the C to D. Okay, cool, the next chord is going to be the 6th chord, so that's E minor, so we have D goes to E. Great. Now the 7th chord is a diminished shape, so let's talk about that. So we have E going to F sharp, the G goes to the A, and the... Now that sounds a lot less gritty, or that's your normal diminished chord. This is the new substitution. That's a really nice harmonic colour. Okay, and then we're back into major scale territory. So we're 1 chord, so we have the G major. Great. We have the minor. Awesome. We have another minor. 3 chord. Back to the 4th chord, which is the C major. Great, now we played through those chords in the key of G. So again, so let's say we have a chord progression in the key of G where we're going to go, we're going to use the same chord progression from earlier, which is going to modulate. So we're going to go G, E minor, C to D. Okay, so let's talk about a substitution. So let's use just purely those shapes from the C chord form. So we're going to start with your 3rd finger on that 10th fret, down to 3rd finger on the 7th, that E minor, down to our C shape, and resolve back to a open position G. So there's plenty of options you can find. I find it really helpful just to use, starting off with open chords with as many open strings as possible. Again, major or minor. We could do the same thing using like an A minor chord. Let's say we're in the key of C, so we have A minor, B diminished, C major, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor. So really what I'm doing is I'm just taking these open chords and I'm taking each note of the chord and just putting them through individual scales. You can have so much fun experimenting with this, putting them into songs, finding your own sound, making unique cover versions using this technique. I find it a really powerful tool and it's become quite a large part of my guitar playing. So thank you so much for checking this out, and if you find your own way through these chords, I'd love to hear them, so please feel free to share them with the school. And on behalf of myself, Gabriel, and the New York City Guitar School, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you leave a comment, if you've got a question, I'll get straight back to you. I'll also leave my personal link in the description so you can find me on the Guitar School website. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much.